We want to tell you the latest that we found out about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. There is a hearing scheduled for tomorrow in LA court where Amber is trying to get this temporary restraining order against Johnny permanent. She says he beat her. She is claiming more than once. He says she's a liar and that never happened, and she is the aggressor in the relationship. But it looks like, at least right now, Johnny's side has moved for a continuance. We are told by our sources on Johnny's side, and there are two sides to this that are very different, that Johnny's people are saying that they have been approached and have been talking with them about settling this thing. And now Amber's people are saying that is just not true, that Johnny's people are making this up, that if there's a settlement, it's something he wants.
So that'd be a big win for him to settle it. Then you don't have to do a whole
Well,
hearing.
and Harvey, it's interesting because we talked about...
Look at that both ways, by the way.
We talked about this on TMZ Live a few days ago, that is kind of normal in a celebrity situation, that globally settle this, the TRO hearing, which will be nasty tomorrow if it goes on, get all that private and forget all of this. So I would assume Johnny Depp's people are right, that they're talking about not going to court where they draw this thing out in front of the public. So I would agree with you on that point, but you're right. Amber's people are saying, no, that's not what's happening, that Amber doesn't want to connect the finances, which would be the settlement. It would be any lawsuit she has against him, the divorce property settlement, the spousal support, all of that is money. And she does not want to connect this restraining order hearing to money, even though they really are connected. This divorce and the restraining order are the same case. And so Amber Heard's people are saying, look, no, she doesn't want his money. She wants her day in court. She wants to go on the stand and give her testimony. And she is saying Johnny is just scared of that, and they don't want that.
And now the other side is that Johnny's people are saying Amber is scared, you know what, that they think that Amber does not want to be cross-examined by Johnny's people because they say she's a liar. And they are saying that they have had settlement talks, and maybe Amber is saying this now, but she's the one that has a lot to fear because they say she is making this whole thing up. One of the things that they are now pointing to is that Johnny wanted to take Amber's deposition badly, and they have been trying to find dates for 3 weeks now, and they have gone back and forth. When they were in court last Friday, the judge actually said, okay, let's talk about dates. So they actually talked about dates before the judge. And Johnny's lawyer said, look, we can do it any day next week, meaning this week. Well, Amber's lawyers fired back. Here's the problem. She's in the Midwest right now for her best friend's engagement. She is going right from the Midwest to London for a 3-day fitting for her new movie, Justice League, and that she wouldn't be back until tonight, and therefore she couldn't sit for a deposition. So the judge said, well, look, if she's unavailable, she's unavailable. Well, it turns out she was in West Hollywood last night, yesterday, and that's a picture of her.
Shots of her driving
well,
around
then we find out she never went to London in the first place. And so Johnny's people are saying this was all a big lie, but she is coming back and saying, wait a minute, the reason I didn't go to London is because the stress of all of this caused me to lose 20 pounds, and as a result, I wasn't fit for a fitting. I couldn't be fit for
Isn't that the point of a fitting? You go and they take your measurements.
Well, she said she's going to gain the weight back because she's too thin because of the stress from the
from all of the drama that's been going on in her life. I mean, I get that.
What's interesting, Harvey, is we've done this a lot together and a lot of celebrity stories like this. After hearing all of what you guys just heard, don't you kind of think both of them don't want to talk under oath? There's something about this case that I believe both of them don't want the other one talking about. There may even be a thing that both of them do not want to talk about.
That's why I think a settlement...
I don't know what it is yet.
You know what, Mike? Maybe you're right.
It is so aggressive and nasty that I feel like there's something that both of them either don't want to come out or they know one of them may bring up, whether it be in a deposition or on the stand on Friday, and both of them don't want that. And I feel like in the end, like I started with, that would tell me they're going to settle, that neither one of them really want this, but for some reason they are still attacking each other.
Unless it goes off the rails, which it could. I agree with you on every single thing you just said.
I'm Dana from Washington, D.C., and I mean, I agree with what you guys are saying. Like, a settlement doesn't seem good because I would think that if Amber was really lying about everything, that Johnny would want to have her on the stand and make her out to be the liar that they are claiming she is. But at the same time, he has so much money. Why not just fork over a couple $100,000 to make the crazy go away?
Well,
I don't
that's
think it's
the
going to be
question.
grand. I think it's going to be millions, not a couple $100,000.
I think you're wrong. I think you're totally wrong.
You don't think she's going to get a couple million for all this?
My sources tell me that he made a lot of money last year and they spent it all, and all she gets is what half of what they had while they were married.
So they went through the $30
the only
million
thing she's got, the only thing they went through a ton of money apparently, and the only thing that they've got going for them, she's got going for her right now, is spousal support, and she was asking for 50. Well, she could get $50,000 a month for 8 months because usually it's for about half the time of the marriage. But I think it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands. I don't think it's going to be in the millions. Maybe he'll pay some extra, but we'll see.